Cooking Totally with Sammy. So here I am with my meat. This is pork butt and it's super delicious. It's one of the best to use for your tamales. So I have the meat right here, and I also have a little bit of 1 spoon of oregano, half a spoon of salt, half a spoon of cumin, 1 spoon of lemon pepper. I have 5 garlic crushed. I have bay leaves. And I also have my chopped onion. And they're not chopped and diced, or like, quite a bit, because we're going to put this inside the meat to give it an amazing taste. And of course, you're going to want your pork, So let me show you. I'm going to put them in the pot right now, and I should return. Right there. It's amazing when you make it with the pork. And I also made the salsa, so look at my video, and some of the video where I made my red salsa. This is kind of slippery, see? I don't like using this one, but I made the red salsa where I marinate the taco meat. That's the same salsa I use to prepare my meat for my tamales. So let's put the oregano, the salt, the cumin, the lemon pepper, the crushed garlic. Leave no spot. And, our bay leaves and our onions. And let's take it to the stove. The pot here, it's a pressure cooker. I already put it in. I usually take about 15 minutes for it to cook, and it makes the meat super tender. If you don't not using a pressure cooker and you're doing it on the stove top, then about 45 minutes to an hour and a half, the meat should be tender. Just keep poking it with the fork until the fork goes all the way in and it'll be real tender, and then your meat will be done. But I recommend you use a pressure cooker, guys, because it's simply easy and it's fast, and your meat is done in 10 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna wait for this meat to cook, and then I will show you the following process, making our pork tamales at Cooking Totally with Sammy. Sammy, now that our meat is already cooked and it's super soft, look at how it breaks apart. It's super soft. Look at that. We're going to shred it like that, okay? Just breaks all apart. It took me 30 minutes on a pressure cooker, because the pieces were kind of big, so the bigger they are, the more harder it takes for it to make. So let me shred all this wonderful pork meat, and I will show you the following process. You have to shred it, okay? But after I shred it, I normally take a knife and cut it into pieces, because I like to take my tamale, and when I cut it in half or cut a piece, I don't want the whole entire shred to come out, I like to cut them in pieces. So I will show you the following process at Cooking Totally with Sammy with our pork tamales. I shredded my pork. I'm going to go like that with the knife a little bit, just to cut it a little bit so it won't be too stringy, too stringy, because like that when you cut your tamale, it won't all come out. You want it to come piece by piece. I mean, some people do it different. I do it different. I like to cut the meat in pieces, not to shred it when I make my tamales. So that's what I do. I will show you the following process. Here's a tiny bit of oil. Just a tiny bit of oil. And let it get hot. So now that I have the oil on and it's a little more hot, we're going to add onions, red pepper, green peppers. Now, it's optional, you don't have to put it. The pepper skin. I'm going to add a little bit of my cilantro. People said, oh, why do you add cilantro on the thing? Yeah, it gives it a better taste. And we don't have to add no garlic because the sauce has garlic and it has all kind of wonderful herbs. So, and we're not going to cook it all the way because we want everything to be fresh because we're going to cook the tamales for a whole hour. We're going to boil, we're going to steam them in a special pot that I'm going to show you. In the meanwhile, we're going to add our meat. Okay? And our meat, look at how that meat looks, guys. Huh? You ain't going to tell me it doesn't look wonderful. Tastes amazing. Just follow that recipe, what I put on the meat to prepare it for our tamales. Just follow it. It will come out amazing. Now remember the red sauce that I made, it's on my channel. Look for it. It's for the how to marinate your taco meat. Look for it, and that's the same sauce that I did. So if you want to check it out, go ahead. So we're going to put the sauce. See, that's the red sauce that I did. It's a little spicy, but it gives an amazing taste. An amazing taste. We don't cook it all the way, remember, because we don't want it too cooked. We mix. Look at that. Look at that, how that looks. That looks amazing. Just by itself. Really does. Just by itself, it looks amazing. I could eat this with just white rice. You know? Just with white rice. But look at this meat. Huh? It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a little spicy, but it's gonna be real good. Now I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of water because I do want it juicy. Not too juicy, but as a matter of fact, I'm gonna take that same pot that I took the salsa out and add water to it. See? This meat it's gonna taste amazing, this meat. This is how I do it. Everyone has a different way of how to do their own tamales, you know? My tamales normally come out almost brown. They don't come out yellow. You know, because I add the salsa and it gets an amazing taste on the masa. So I'm going to taste a little bit just to find out how it's with salt. Oh my God. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt. It's amazing. Oh, you know what? You could also add chicken bouillon if you want to. It's not going to taste like chicken, but it gives it an amazing flavor. You know? And then we mix. And I'm going to taste it again. Taste it again. Now that we finish our meat, now it's time to clean our husk at Cooking Totally with Sammy. We're gonna do right now, welcome back to Cooking Totally with Sammy. What we're gonna do right now is clean our corn husk. Okay? These are our corn husks. You buy these in the stores. See how they have these little black stuff? You have to take like a little brush and stuff and clear it out, you know? So what we're going to do, we're going to brush it. We're going to brush it, you know, clean it out. And then we're going to hydrate them in hot water. So all you do is just go like that with a little brush. I got a little brush. I clean it out real good because sometimes it has like some particles in it, and you don't want that on your tamale. you know, and I prefer big corn husks because they're easier to wrap and you have plenty of room to do everything. And once they're washed, I put them in this container here, okay? And I will show you what I will do the following step at Cooking Totally with Sammy. At Cooking Totally with Sammy, so I washed all my husk, and now we're gonna add the hot water. Boiling hot water. And then what you want to do, you want to put this, take a plate and put it right on top so it could submerge. And that's how, and just be careful you don't get wet. I mean, you don't get wet. Of course you're going to get wet, right? Just be careful you don't get burned, guys. Okay, and just submerge them like that. And leave them like that for a good half hour. And then they'll be more easier to work with when we're going to do our tamales. So I should return back at Cooking Totally with Sammy with our pork tamales. So welcome at Cooking Totally with Sammy. So now we're going to take our husk out, corn husk, and real gentle. We're going to take it out. And and I'm going to take a napkin and dry it like that. Okay, dry them and put them in a separate plate. And I'll do like that. I'm going to dry them all. They're all clean. Remember, I washed them. We washed them. We washed them together at Cooking Totally with Sammy. So we dry them out. The corn husk. Then I will show you the following process at Cooking Totally with Sammy. We do our mixture. We need to take this flour and whip it for at least about 15 minutes. Like stir it around constantly until it becomes almost looking like a whipped cream. Okay, so it looks green because it's just a container. Okay, but we're gonna whip it until it becomes very fluffy. Whipping it until it becomes very fluffy. The lard, because it gives a better taste for your tamales. So just keep whipping at least about 10 minutes, okay? And I should return with the following process at Cooking Totally with Sammy. Now that we got our lard whipped, look, it looks like a whipped cream. Now we're gonna add it to our I don't know how you say mixture blender. I don't know. You know me. I know a blender is to blend, you know, make your sauce and everything, but you know me. So I just pick up the lard like that and just try to put it all in here. You know, try to put it all in here. I'll get a small spoon to whip it out. You know, because the measurement counts a lot. The masa has to come out perfect in order for you to obtain wonderful tamales. So now we add that. Now we're going to add 3 cups of the masa. Okay, that's 1 cup. Of course, I always make a mess. 2 cups. And we're going to add 3 cups. 3 cups of masa. Okay. We're going to add our baking powder. And I said it was a spoon and a half. And we're going to add a little bit of salt. I know that the broth has salt already, but we don't need too much salt. Okay. And I'm going to mix around just a little bit. Mix it all together like that. So this will spread the salt and the baking powder. And we'll add this up. I got this and I'm so happy I got it. And I always have a hard time with it. There we go. There we go. They're going to say, Sammy, you don't know how to use a mixer? Hello. And then little by little, we're going to put our broth. But first, I'm going to put my sauce. Okay? Put my sauce. Look at how the sauce look, guys. It's amazing sauce that I did. With the chile ancho, guajillo, oh, it's just several chiles. You'll see my recipe, okay? And we're gonna add this in. That's just to give it a nice color. You know, I like my tamales to come out almost like a little red and brown. And then what we do, we bring it down and we put it in a low mixer. And we add the broth little by little. Little by little, we add the broth. It's 2.5 cups. Then what I do, I bring it up a little bit and just take it out of the sides. Get out of the sides. And I'm going to add just a little bit of more broth. Now I'm going to move it again, put it on the side, and then we're going to mix for 15 minutes. We're going to mix with this mixture, okay? I normally go like this just to find out if it tastes good. It's wonderful. You don't want it too salty. You want it to have that corn taste. So we're going to mix it for 15 minutes, and I will come back to show you the following process at Cooking Totally with Sammy, our pork tamales. After 15 minutes that I did it with the mixture, look at how nice this masa came out. Look at how nice and soft, and that's what you want. You want that consistent. You don't want it too watery. So you want it like almost like a peanut butter, you know? So you could be able to spread it like that in the husk. So I will show you the following process. At Cooking Totally with Sammy, I'm going to put this masa and let it rest at least for 15 to a half hour, and then I will show you the following process at Cooking Totally with Sammy with our pork tamales. Test your masa to find out if you have the perfect masa. You're going to grab a glass of water, and you're going to grab a piece of the masa, and you're going to throw it in. If it sinks, it's no good. If it floats, it's perfect. And as you see, it floated. You see how it floated? It did not went down. See? It's floating. So when it floats like that, your masa is perfect. But I got the meat done and the batter done and everything. Now we're going to make our first tamale. So we're going to grab this husk, and there's both sides are, one is softer and the other one is rougher. So we're going to use the softer side to do our masa, to put our masa. I normally grab it like this with my hand, and I grab a spatula, and I go like this. It's more easier that way. And I do give a little space on the sides so I could be able to fold them. Okay. Then I want to put a little bit more Put a little bit more, just to make sure that it has plenty. Okay, then you're going to take your meat, place it on the middle, like that. Take your meat like that, plenty of meat. And you're going to close it like that. See how I closed it? Close it like that, and I have this extra. So you see how I closed it? Close it like that. Like this, like a sandwich. Twist it like this. Twist it like this. Like that. And I go down over here and I smash the corners. I mean the bottom part I smash. And I bend it over like that, and I close this part like this. And here is your tamale. Here's your tamale. Okay, we got one tamale done. We'll do one more again. Some of the husks are big and some of the husks are small. So you're going to have different size of tamales. Okay? We're going to have different types of tamales. See, it's just like a plaster, like doing plaster. You know? It's like doing a plaster. And add the meat. Don't overload it because then you're not going to be able to close it well. So if you want to make it easier, I normally go like this. See, I normally go like this. Bring this one up like that. Roll it around. Press it on the bottom. Fold it. Press it on the top. And here's your tamale. Okay? And we're going to continue on like that until you have them all done. And I will show you the following process at Cooking Totally with Sammy with our pork tamales. Amazing tamales. I made 17 of them with 3 cups of masa. And now we're going to put them in the steamer. They look amazing. They look amazing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get aluminum foil and just try to wrap half of it, because sometimes they tend to open and they will spill in the steamer. So you want to wrap half of it. I'm going to show you how I do it my way. Everyone does it different. Some of them don't even have to do none of that. But I do it just to be precautious because I don't want my tamales to become empty when I take them out. So I will show you that following process at Cooking Totally with Sammy. The foil, cut a little bit like this. I cut it in half. I take the tamale, I bring it in, I cover it like this, halfway only. See, halfway only. It's just to make a little pouch so it will not open up. And that's it. And that protects it from not opening up. You see? I use this. Some people tie them with the husk. I don't like to tie them. This is more easier for me. You know? And I use it, see, halfway. As you see, let me see if I'm showing you guys. See, I'm doing it halfway, like that. See? And you just fold it like that. Bring it like that. Like that. And like that, when you're cooking them, your tamales will not open or spill. So I'm going to do all that to all of them, and then I'm going to show you how I put them in the pot at Cooking Totally with Sammy with my pork tamales. I do have the pot, and it has a little hole, and I have the other pot that goes in, that goes on the bottom, you know, from inside, that goes inside, and that's what I'll do. I will take my tamales and place them like this, standing up. Okay, so you won't be able to spill them. And make sure they're tied to each other. Okay, and I will show you the following process at Cooking Today with Sam. The pot, and we're gonna fill it up with water. Remember, I showed the one that has little holes on it, and now we're gonna fill this one with water, but we're not gonna fill it all the way. Okay, we're not gonna fill it up all the way because otherwise it'll go through the little holes. Because we're gonna steam these tamales. I will show you the following process how I put everything together. Welcome back at Cooking Today with Sammy. So now we got all our tamales already wrapped, and now we're gonna put them to boil for 1 hour. And here they are. Look at these tamales, how they look, guys. Look at these tamales, how they look. Okay, we're gonna put it in here. Okay, and then we're gonna get our cover, but first I want to cover it with the husk. I have some extra husk. Make sure they're clean. These are cleaned, and I washed them out, making sure that it's washed completely. I cover the edge on the top so it could steam better. You know, they're gonna look amazing when they come out. When they come out, they're gonna come out amazing. Okay? And I want to shove a little bit over here on the side for that gap. Little gap here. And now we're gonna cover it. And then we'll cover it. And we leave it like that for 1 whole hour. And after that hour is done, you're going to open the pot and let it rest at least about 15 minutes. Do not take them out so soon because they will be real tender. The masa has to get a little bit firm. Okay, so that's the trick about this tamales. You cannot take them out right away and eat it because otherwise it'll break all apart. It has to give it time to cool off a little bit, and then you'll see the result, and it comes out super delicious. So, and we're gonna give it 1 whole hour, but between that, if you have a pot like this, you have to check your water because sometimes it evaporates because it only has like little tiny space of water like this. So if you see that your water is going low, you just take the thing out and add more water and put it right back again and continue on for like I said, for a whole hour. For a whole hour, it should be all done. So I will show you the final plate at Cooking Today with Sammy with my pork tamales. The tamales are officially done. Look at how they look, guys. Oh my. They look amazing. They look amazing. At Cooking Totally with Sammy. Look. Here they are, my tamales. They are different because I do it different. I don't do them the same. And the reason why they have that little color was because of that wonderful sauce. But look at all that meat. It's amazing, and I am dying to taste how it came out, guys. So we have to see, right? We have to see how they came out. So I'm going to eat it. Oh my God. Look at this. Look at this tamale. Ah. Mmm. Look at the meat it has. Look at all the meat it has. I'm having problems with my camera, but look at all the meat. So I don't know, you know, I just need a better camera, I guess, right? But it tastes amazing. Follow it. Mmm. Simply delicious. Eat them. Make them. Follow the recipe just like I did it. It's real delicious. The batter is super smooth. It's not hard. It's juicy. The meat is amazing. And like I said, this is it, guys. My pork tamales at Cooking Totally with Sammy. So, thank you for watching. Always say no to negative and yes to positive. Peace and love, guys, while I eat all this delicious tamale. I'm planning to eat more, guys. Take care. Peace and love.